Just learned a really cool new tip, and that's that when the enemy attacks you with crazy thoughts or reminding you of your past or using any trigger that causes you to be ashamed or to despair or fear or be depressed or anything that's caused by a spirit that's not of God. Basically, the purpose of that attack, the purpose of those thoughts, are to take your mind off of God and away from God, as far from God as possible. So if you do the opposite of that purpose, you're rendering that attack pointless and useless. So the trick is, every time you're triggered with anything that reminds you of a wound, or makes you angry or frustrated, or want to retaliate against someone, use that as a new trigger to worship God and get excited about that. With every single trigger, just turn it every trigger into a trigger to worship God, and you'll find out that the enemy doesn't want to attack you in those areas that he is now reminding you to worship God in, because that's all he's doing, is reminding you to worship God now. So he hates doing anything that reminds you to worship God. And as soon as you're strong in that area and you're just reminded every time to worship God in that area and genuinely thank him, the enemy will no longer attack you in that area, because he knows it's just going to cause you to go towards God instead of away from God. The enemy is trying to get you to complain. He's trying to get you to give in to those thoughts. He's trying to get you to agree with depression. So if you do the opposite and genuinely praise God and think about his real goodness and remember all the times he's done wonderful things for you and remind you of what he's done for you on the cross, then the enemy's attacks are worthless. And that's what the Bible is saying when Peter gets attacked by Satan and buffeted and has a thorn in the flesh. And God says, my grace is enough for you. It's like it adds this whole dimension where now, instead of saying, please take this away, you're focusing on God and saying, oh God, your grace is so good. Your grace is enough for me, and I thank you. And then he says, therefore will I rather glory in my infirmities. So basically, you know now what infirmities are. They're no longer just a random pain, or that's another trigger, pain. If you have pain, that's an assignment from the enemy. And so when you know that truth, you know that that assignment is there to do something, and it's there to try to take you away from God. So if it drives you towards God, it's going to go away. So we try to get it to go away by asking God to remove it, but that's not how you get it to go away. You get it to go away by using it as a reminder to worship God. And then they want to take it away because they're like, oh no, this is having the opposite effect of what we wanted it to. And so they'll actually hate to attack you after a while, because it just drives you to the Word, or drives you straight to God's presence. Alright, so just go in peace. Yeah, be blessed. Praise God.